impacted by public education here. I'm Christian Buggs. I'm the current board chair for just a few more days, but I have appreciated serving you all. Before we move any further, though, we have some special guests. The McGavick JROTC. I invite you all up to do the pledge, if you don't mind. Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carry. Colors. Right. Face. Forward. Mark.
You all may be seated. Thank you. I'd also love to acknowledge the elected officials in the room. So we have a State Representative Darren Jernigan. Thank you so much for being here. We have a few council members, if you would not mind standing, so we can acknowledge you. Thank you all so very much for being here to support, continuing to support our students and educators. We also have a few school board members. If you don't mind, please stand, school board members. We have Ms. Abigail Tyler, Dr. Sharon Gentry, Mrs. Rachel Ann Elrod, and we also have another sitting senator, Senator Campbell. Hello. Thank you. Please stand so we can thank you for your support and service. Judges in the room. We have a few that we will hear from in a few minutes, but if you wouldn't mind standing, judges, so we can acknowledge and thank you. Thank you so much, former Mayor Briley, current judge. Thank you, judges, for swearing in our beloved new colleagues. Now, the exciting time we've been waiting for, Mayor Cooper, thank you for all of the investments that you've made in education. Thank you for continuing to support an elected school board. We would love to hear you come and welcome our new colleagues.
Thank you, Chair Buggs and Deputy Mayor Haywood and Dr. Battle and my colleagues on the council and our great supporters of the state. We were sending them off to do a hard job for us, Representative Jernigan and Senator Campbell. But to the heroes of the hour, Aaron and Berthina and Rachel and Cheryl, thank you. Speaking for downtown and the council, I think we are very proud on our side of this collaboration, this unprecedented collaboration, where we have the best paid teachers in the state. We have laptops, internet connection, paid family leave, support pay, bus driver pay, an unprecedented capital commitment. So I need you all to spend this very wisely and well. And let's celebrate some early signs of great progress. Level 5 achievement, that deserves a round of applause. But there is a big challenge, too, learning loss with COVID. Every school system has a lot of challenges these days. Staffing, support for our school system has never been more important. And so I'm asking each of our new 4 school board members and the current school board members and our doctor, our leader, let's take it to the next level. Right? We've had great years. There's an unprecedented collaboration, I think, here in the city, determined to make education great. Now it's on your plate. Okay, that's why you ran, and that's why we need you. And thank you, as this is a culmination of a great process of our community partnering with our school systems to create great schools for our kids. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
And as I continue to look around the room, I see so many different types of supporters. So we really do appreciate all the collaboration. I would be remiss if I tried to acknowledge you all because you've helped in so many different ways. But thank you again, Mayor Cooper. I think we have continued to prove and show that when you make investments in young people thrive. So let's keep working together. If you are an MNPS staff member, teacher, employee, would you please rise? I will extend this invitation to the community to remember that as board members, we are elected by you to support our director and her staff. They are doing a great job. We are not in a perfect system, but we are in a hardworking system that is making great shifts, and we will continue to do that. All right, I am so very excited to welcome our new board members. Anyone that ran for a school board seat, we thank you for even attempting to be here as our colleagues, but we are so excited to congratulate and swear in our newest board members. With that, I would like to welcome up first Mrs. Block, then Mrs. Elrod, then Mrs. Mays, Dr. McKinney, and then Little Miss Mitchell. So first, that was rude, not Little Miss, our young student board member who will also be sworn in today. But I will try that again later. Mrs. O'Hara, Mrs. Erin O'Hara Block, if you wouldn't mind standing, but could I also have her family to stand? Those people who had to support you at home. That is very important. Please, yeah, if you can. As well as the judge that will be swearing you in.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, raise your right hand. I, Erin O'Hara Block,
I, Erin O'Hara Block,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of this state
that I will support the Constitution of this state
and of the United States,
and of the United States,
and that I will perform
and that I will perform
with fidelity
with fidelity
the duties of the office to which I have been elected
the duties of the office to which I have been elected
and which I am about to assume.
and which I am about to assume.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations and welcome. And now, Mrs. Rachel Ann Elrod, would you please rise with your family and your judge? Thank you.
I stand right here. That's it. I stand right here.
All right, come here. Stand in front of me. Stand in front of me.
We'll get there, I promise.
Hold on to your hands. Atticus, help him. There you go.
Ready?
Okay. I, Rachel Ann Elrod,
I, Rachel Ann Elrod,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of this state
that I will support the Constitution of this state
and of the United States,
and of the United States,
and that I will perform
and that I will perform
with fidelity
with fidelity
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
to which I have been elected
to which I have been elected
and which I'm about to assume.
and to which I'm about to assume.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vice Chair Elrod, and congratulations again, sis. All right, that is my girl. All right, Mrs. Cheryl Mays, welcome back to the school board. Thank you. And Judge Calloway.
I love you so much. Thank you. You're on either side of me. You stand right here. Okay. Okay. You ready? I'm ready.
All right. If you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Cheryl Mays,
I, Cheryl Mays,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of this state
the Constitution of this state
and of the United States,
and of the United States,
and that I will perform
with
with fidelity
the duties of the office
to which I have been elected
and
which I'm about to assume. Congratulations.
Thank you. It makes me happy.
I tried to jump into some of those historic pictures at the end. I hope someone captured me. Dr. Berthina Nabab McKinney, welcome back to the board. Can her family please stand? I say I need all of her family to stand because I know this was a group effort. Let me make one more request. Dr. Berthena Nabob McKinney's family, would you please stand? Thank you all for welcoming her back and helping her get back to the board.
All right. Ready?
Put your left right there.
I state your name.
I, Dr. Berthena Nabob McKinney,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of this state
the Constitution of this state
and of the United States,
and of the United States,
and that I will perform
and that I will perform
with fidelity
with fidelity
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
to which I have been elected
to which I have been elected
and which I am about to assume.
and which I am about to assume.
There we go. Thank you.
Thank you.
So those are all of the elected colleagues. We are now about to swear in our Juden Student Board member, Ms. Elena Mitchell. I would like to also offer this to the community. She is not an elected official. Please do not regard her or talk to her as such. If you have an issue with any vote, any conversation, please bring that to the elected board members. So thank you again, Elena Mitchell, and her family. Would you please stand?
So for me, all swearing-in services are super important, especially for our elected officials. But for me to have the opportunity as a juvenile court judge to do a service for our youth member of the board is even more exciting. I know that she will represent the school students well, and that will do a mighty job at helping us to do everything that we can to provide for the students of our schools. So I'm excited about this. Are you ready? Yeah. All right, if you will raise your right hand. I, Elena Mitchell,
I, Elena Mitchell,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of this state
of this state
and of the United States,
and of the United States,
and that I will perform
and that I will perform
with fidelity
the duties of the office
to which I have been appointed
and
which I'm about to assume.
which I'm about to assume.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Tennessee, or Nashville. We have a brand new board. Thank you again, board members, new colleagues. Thank you, anyone that is supporting them. And thank you, MNPS staff, for continuing to ride this ride with us. You all feel free to mix and mingle amongst yourselves and congratulate, hug, love on, just don't breathe on too heavily each other. Thank you all again for coming.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.